Hi guys, Julie here. I am back today. I'm still working on this project for this design team digital print, and today I'm working on doing the cover and maybe a little something inside. We will see. But I've got my book plate here and a few details that I've already fussy cut, and we're gonna go ahead and start assembling kind of what's in my brain and see how that goes when I actually do it on paper. I just wanted to let you know that I'm very glad that you're here with me. Thank you for watching my channel. I know you have lots of choices and I just appreciate you being here with me. And if you don't mind, if you would go ahead and subscribe so that that my videos will pop up in your feed whenever you come on YouTube. I would really appreciate that. Let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is just kind of lay out what I'm thinking. I've got this book plate here. It is Tim Holtz and it does have holes in it. Which I've got the brads here, and I've gone ahead and chosen this weathered brassy gold color because I think it just fits really good with the aesthetic I've got going on. And then I went ahead and printed out some of the flowers from the digital kit, and then I fussy cut them, and I'm going to lay them down on my book kind of here in this corner, and then use this leaf to kind of be the covering up any weird edges. I think kind of like that. I don't know. I mean, I love it, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I should have cut two flowers like this, which I do have them somewhere because I started cutting out the dragonfly. I was going to put the dragonfly on it, but I think I did it a little too big. Maybe not. Okay, let me finish cutting out the dragonfly. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back from fussy cutting the dragonfly. He's gorgeous. I did resize him from the printable, so that's why it's just such a large piece. And if I haven't told you my tip yet about when you're cutting something out of especially bright white paper, this is just white cardstock from a pack from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I can't remember right now. But to take ink, whether it's distress ink in your blending tool or like I'm doing here, a marker, and going over the edges, is just going to hide any imperfections that, you know, maybe you missed an edge and you didn't get all the white off, or just the edge itself because it is white, because the ink is only, you know, on the top of the paper, so the edge is white. So when you go over it with a darker color, it just helps it blend better into whatever background you've got going on. Or if you're putting it down on white, it's going to give it an outline appearance. My tip for using a marker though is to always use the marker from the back, because if you use it from the front and you slip, you're going to go over the front of your image with the marker. But if you do it from the back, like I'm doing, how the marker is coming up from behind, if you slip, you're going to draw on the back side of the image. Okay, so there's a tip for you. But I do love my Faber Castell big brush pens. I think this is my third in the dark sepia color. So they are pretty awesome. India ink, and they are permanent kind of when they're dry. Not kind of, they're permanent when they're dry. And what I'm thinking, not thinking like that, I want to get him all on here. I'm probably gonna have to cut his tail off. Sorry, dude. I'm thinking I'm going to put it here, and I like that because it covers up this dog head, because it's obviously a dog, and it covers up. I'm still going to put this here. What do you think? Yes. And I also had put, this is a word from the kit. I had put it on another piece of cardstock because of course I cut it out too small. And I'm going to like that. What do you think? Big dragonfly? Big dragonfly? Or flowers? Big dragonfly or flowers? Or both. But I can't figure out how to get it both on here. Like tuck him under there and hide him? Is that what I should do? Is it too much going on? Because now I feel like it's just a lot with the lace. I should have waited on the lace, I know, but I'm very impulsive. If you don't know that about me now, I just kind of glue it down and move forward. But I'm thinking that's too much. So I'm thinking this is the way to go. I'm gonna snip his tail. Since I've kind of got them in place, I'm gonna snip it right there. Don't be afraid, it's a printable. I can always print out another one if I need to. I'm going to go ahead and attach this to the journal plate. So I'm gonna start by just putting some glue, and this is Fabric Fix. I know, not fabric. I know. But I'm not gonna be done with this yet. Like, this is just the first step in doing this. So I'm going to put it in there and make sure there's no white edges showing. All right, so now that's in there. Very cool looking. Now this, in this instance, what I want to do with this is put it on with a good adhesive. So I do have some golden matte medium that is almost finished. It's pretty much empty. I'm just scraping the barrel, but I can't just throw it away. I think we all know glue is probably the thing I use the most. Okay, so the thing about using, paper, any substrate, and gluing it down like this is you want to make sure it stays flat. So just take the time and make sure that it's adhered all around. I'm not going to get a baby wipe out because this is an inkjet, and if it gets wet, it could possibly run. So I'm going to just use my fingers to wipe up any clumps. And then I'm also going to spread that around to any spots maybe that are in need of more glue. If you get book plates like this or any kind of metal plates, and then they have the holes for the brads to go with them, like, I love that. It's never going to be flush like that, like glued flush. So I'm going to show you my tip that I do for this. And you don't want to stick it through. So while I love using brads, I don't like to stick them through things because then the surface that they're through is never flush again. So what I do most of the time is I just take the brads and I break them. And they're just thin metal. And I just kind of wiggle them back and forth, and you can use pliers if you want, but if it's too small for your hands to get into. But you just want to bend them enough just that they're going to break. Okay, and then when you are done with that, you've got just a little cap, and it might have a little edge on it, but nobody's ever going to know. And we're going to literally glue it on. Okay, and that's what it's gonna look like. Oh, well, okay, so it'll look like that. So the best thing to do is just get them glued on right away. And I'm going to go ahead and use this gel really quick. The next thing I'm gonna do, just for adhesion purposes, is I am gonna sand the back of this metal plate a little bit because I want the glue to adhere, and that's one way you can increase adhesion is by sanding. It creates more surface area and therefore better adhesion because more stuff is sticking to the glue. Put a nice generous coat on there. It's going to seep out. We are not going to stress about that. I think we'll go right there. Is it even? Does it look even? I think it looks good. And then we're going to take our brads. So far, so good. Looking really good. I'm going to fill this word journal in with a clear substance so it kind of looks like it's behind glass or broken glass, and I Honestly, I have a bottle of Glossy Accents somewhere, but it's been missing for about 6 months. I don't know what I've done with it. But what I do have, and you may remember, some of you new guys may not remember, but it's the Glossy Accents Crackle from Ranger. I don't think they're making this anymore. It is kind of old, 2006. Can you see that? Oh, I keep everything. Oh, a long time. Look, there's a bubble here that needs to go away. All right. And I was using it yesterday, so I know it is working. Let's see if we can get it to come out. Here it comes. It comes out just like Glossy Accents, but when it dries cracked. I think it works easier than Tim Holtz crackle paste, which I have over here and could never get to crackle quite right. Maybe one time I did. But this, you just put on like Glossy Accents. It kind of levels itself. I think it's thicker. I don't have it filled in yet. I'm just going to take it all the way to the edge of the metal plate and cover up all the paper. I think this particular product, it gives it a vintagey, more of a vintagey look, on top of it being a crackling clear medium. So lots of bubbles in there. Do you like bubbles? I'm okay with bubbles when I'm doing this medium because I'm hoping for an old look. And I think bubble glass is a vintage look. Okay, now when I am done, and this is good and dry because it does take several hours to dry and crack, especially when you put on like a good nice layer like I'm using. It's gonna take a while, but I will put some close-ups in the after and you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now I also have a picture, a still up Instagram, so go check me out there. I'll link it below in the comments, and that is what our cover is going to look like. If you don't know, always clean your tip before you put it up, and if you can, use a baby wipe, which I don't know where my baby wipes have gone, but if you get the glue down out of the spout, the odds are it's not going to clog up so much. You want it to be blowing air and not glue. Does it make sense? There we go. So it's blowing air now. Okay, so that is much better for it and happier to use next time. So next I'm going to go ahead and let this dry and we'll be back to finish it up. Okay, I am back and a lot has happened since I put this together, but I want you to see, if you can see, the crackle effect on this Glossy Accents crackle. It's pretty awesome. I hope you can see that. So it's turned out really well, but it's still drying a little bit. You can see there's still a little white there on that one. But I'm going to go ahead and put a coat over this whole thing, and especially in there, because I don't want the cracks to have cracked so much that they'll fall out. So we're going to go ahead and do a coat all over the whole cover. You know what I think might be a good idea? If I clip this back. Remove any glumpies that you see, which are like little dried bits of glue. My ink has started to run a little bit, so I'm just going to take care to do as little as possible I can on it. You can seal it first before you put any water-based anything on top of it. Feel free to seal it. Did I do that? No, I did not. Will it be okay? Yeah, hopefully. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'm just gonna go into a bag of stamps. And I was thinking I would do this with a piece of fabric, but I think since I have that book plate on there, or that label, I'm just gonna go with my trusty grid stamp from Glitz Designs a long time ago. It's been well used and well loved, and we're gonna go ahead and just press that into our media here. Boom, boom, boom. There, that's a pretty good shot of it, you can see. All right, so we'll let that dry. Oopsies. Boom. But we have to let that dry overnight to get a nice, good seal on it. Okay, one more product I wanted to show you real quick. I think I'm going to use is this Mod Podge Sheer Brown. It's pretty old too. I've got it quite a while back. It says 2013 on it. So I've probably had it since around 2013, 2014, maybe 2015. But it comes out just as a tan color, and it is going to dry clear and then just add that little bit of vintage look to whatever we put it on. So we just put it right on there like that. Wish it lots of luck. One more thing I wanted to show you. I went ahead and made this while I was waiting. It is just a piece of cardstock craft colored, that I stuck a vintage flower label, French flower label on, and then made a paper ruffle and cut out from the kit, and then did a little stamp inside. How cute is that? But I was wondering if I should do a tutorial on how to make things vintage, if you guys would be interested in seeing something like that. So let me know what you think. Just show a few techniques that I like to use to make things look old. So even though it doesn't look like I've done a lot to it, like, it definitely is a game changer when you distress it. So that'll probably be my next video, how to distress things, new items to look old, because I think we could always, it's fun to learn new techniques about that. So anyway, all right, I'll put some stills in the at the end of the video so you can see how this dried up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, go subscribe and hit the bell.